stream about like what freelancing actually is and what that looks like and all the different ways you can make money freelancing. But today, I wanted to share one thing that you can work on today to help you get your first or your next freelancing client in case you're brand new. So, one thing I often hear from people is like, okay, but what do I show them? Like, do I go get business cards? Do I have to go start a new website? Especially because I have a lot of people who maybe they already have a website, they're bloggers or they're content creators, and they're thinking, oh my goodness, do I have to go start a new TikTok account or a new Instagram account? Do I have to go start a new email list? And I just want to say, no, you absolutely do not need to do those things. You can just think about like one thing you can do at a time, because otherwise it's so overwhelming. And I actually usually recommend doing manual authentic outreach where you talk to everybody. Okay. Actually, even before that, I would say do a launch post on social media. But before we do that, that's kind of a scary ask. So I actually want you to work on one asset that no matter how you decide to launch, whether that's launching on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, or making a launch post on your personal Facebook page, there's one asset that you do want to have ready before you go live. And it's actually not your website. It's not business cards. It's having some kind of portfolio. So if you work with brands on the influencer, content creator, blogger end, we usually call this a media kit, but really a media kit is just a certain kind of portfolio or resume or CV. You're going to do the same thing, but as a freelancer. So what I'm going to be doing is I haven't scheduled it yet. I'm going to be scheduling, I'm making a note right now, schedule portfolio workshop. There we go. So I'm going to be sharing here, again, still new to Substack, so you'll see it shortly, but like, I'm going to be scheduling a workshop. Now, all the paid subscribers are going to have access to this, but if you don't want to pay for the newsletter, but you just want to access the workshop on its own, that's totally fine. You'll have access to that. I usually do live workshops on Thursday mornings, Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. But I've done a couple in the evening as well. So also let me know if you are seeing this on the replay, if that is even available, or if you just want to DM me on Instagram and let me know at Brittany Verlenich, and let me know what is the best day and time for you to be able to participate in workshops. Of course, there will be a replay for anyone who registers, so you will have access to that. But in this workshop, we're actually going to be building a portfolio together. I'm going to have some templates for you to use, and it's very, very simple. If you've put anything together in Canva, you can definitely do this. But the really important thing for a portfolio is to be able to link out to different work that you've done, because in the beginning, it's tough, if you don't have a following, which you don't need to do that to be a freelancer. But if you haven't had, it's like a chicken egg situation. If you haven't had work yet, you often don't have any proof that you've done well. And if you haven't used any proof, if you haven't gotten any proof, then you're not going to get your first client, right? So we have tricks for that. And so I'm going to be talking about what you do in that situation in the workshop so that you can actually build up a portfolio that gets you your first client. Because really, the portfolio is more like a conversion tool. It's not something someone sees in the very beginning when they hear of you, usually, right? It's usually somebody meets you, or they hear that you offer this kind of service, or that you do these kinds of projects, or you do this kind of work, and then they're interested in learning more. So first they'll get to know you, usually, not always, but usually they get to know you and your character. Or if they're searching on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, they're searching for the actual work or project that they need done. And then they're trying to figure out, based on that, who actually has the experience, who has the requirements, who has the portfolio that matches the kind of work I've done. Because maybe like if you're a graphic designer, for example, then maybe they're looking for a particular style, like for a logo or something. So depending on the kind of work that you offer, and I know if you're in the way beginning, you're like, oh, Brittany, I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of work I'm going to offer. And that's okay. Creating your portfolio is actually going to help you do that. So if you want help doing that. Oh, did my screen just cut out? What just happened? Oh, I'm back. Okay. So the first thing you'll want to do is build the portfolio, and that will actually help you get some clarity, because as you're putting that together, you're going to see some trends, right? You're going to see some things that you've done more often. So we'll do that together. But one thing I want to show you to do today is one thing you can do today. Now, the hard thing is, if you've never really looked at a lot of portfolios before, you're not going to have a great idea of what a good one looks like. But you can start thinking about, what work do I have that shows my own results? So just take an inventory, do some brainstorming, do a brain dump. What are some things you've already done? For me, I used to have this line in my Instagram bio, and I've taken it out because I don't really want to lead with social media management as my core service anymore. But I had it for a long time saying, like, hey, I grew someone's account from 5K to 36K because one, it looks good, it sounds good, it shows that I have proof of what I'm talking about. So because of that, it was just a really popular offer, right? And because a lot of people want that, if they're on Instagram, they do want to grow, they do want to get more reach, they do want to have more followers. So it just made sense that if someone was looking for somebody to manage and grow their Instagram, that they would look for somebody who has that kind of proof. Now, if you go to my Instagram account, Brittany Verlenich, I don't have that many followers there. So I couldn't have used that, but I was able to do that for other people. If you have grown a following yourself, absolutely have that as your proof point, right? Like grew an account to 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, whatever it is, because people just want to see, aside from you being likable and having strong character and all that, people just want to see that you're going to be able to do the kind of work that they're really wanting or needing done themselves, that they want that certain result. And that's another thing too that we'll have to talk about in the future is like how you position yourself. Because if you just say, oh, I'm a social media manager, I make sure that your messages get responded to on time and reply to comments, it's not really as appealing. But if I position it like, I'm going to make sure you never miss a lead when they're ready to buy again. Ooh, okay. That's going to be a pain point, especially for certain service-based businesses when they know that if it don't respond to a lead immediately, they're going to lose the sale. And especially if they're going to get a high commission or if they have a high service charge, like it makes sense. They don't want to miss that. So that's something to think about, right? Like what can you offer? What skills do you have? If you have been a content creator yourself, you're probably going to find that you actually have a lot of these skills already. If you've written blog posts, you could offer that. If you have done any podcast audio editing, you can do that. Video editing, same thing. Just take an inventory, make a list. What are all the different things that you've done for your own business, for yourself, for others, like as a hobbyist, right? And get creative. It doesn't always have to be business related stuff either. I went B2B with my freelancing business because that is what made sense for me. That was the world I was in. That was how many people, those are the people I knew when I was first getting started. But for you, maybe there's something different. Like maybe for you, it is like if you're in the travel world. And so it makes more sense for you to offer itinerary planning services. Being a travel agent, by the way, is a type of freelancing, right? But whatever it is, I just want you to be thinking about what are things I've done, okay? What are some results I've gotten for others or for myself? What are some things I've done that other people would be interested in? And then I want you to brain dump those things, okay? Now, I believe this is the case. I could totally be wrong, okay? So I'm new to Substack Live, but if you can comment, I would love to hear. By the way, this is one of the benefits of being a paid subscriber is you can put your comments below and I will give you feedback. You get basically real-time coaching if you're on the live, or you can get like asynchronous coaching if you come in and leave a comment and then I'll get back to you, okay? So do that activity. Seriously do it because so many people don't do the advice that they get. And if you would just implement on like even 10% of the things you're probably consuming online, you will probably be further ahead than 90% of people because so like just think of all the things that are out there, all the opportunities, right? All the YouTube channels, all of the TikTok accounts, all the podcasts. I mean, even for myself, I think about like, I like to take a lot of action. I think back to all the things I've learned about. And if I had done even more or acted faster, oh my gosh, I could be way further along by now. So I want you to really seriously consider that and think about it. What are some things that you could offer? What are some results that you've already gotten for yourself or for others? I want you to think all those things, brain dump them out. If you are a paid member, put them here in the comments so I can go and give you some feedback, especially because if you have multiple things, which go you, right? If you have multiple skills, it's kind of hard sometimes to know like, all right, I have these skills, but who would actually be interested in paying for that? Like who is going to be the client? So feel free to drop those in the comments. Otherwise, I will share more information in coming weeks about the workshop that we're hosting. I'll make sure that you get information about that. We also have jobs coming up soon. So thank you, by the way, to those paid subscribers. You will get access to those right before they go out to everybody else. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, talk soon. Bye.